Hello guys, welcome to my channel. So I am your tutor Jeremiah Arthur, and we'll be introducing into the types of computer. But before that, I would like us to visit our earliest module, that is module 1 about digital foundation. So why this module? Okay, so this module is needed for understanding computer usage for both students and professionals. So over time, we learned about computer in basic school and high schools. We learn what a computer is. We learn the uses, the how to go by it, how to boot it. But I just wanted to draw your attention, or just to bring your mind back to the basis of a computer. Then we would kickstart into the agenda of more of like the agenda of the day. Okay, so we started with introduction to computer basics. So we asked, what's a computer? So a computer is an electronic device that receives, processes, stores, and displays information. So key functions of a computer: we have the input data from various sources. It could be from your mouse, it could be from your laptop, sorry, it could be from your keyboard as inputting a data, it could be from your microphone, it could be from any source. Then process information to generate results, the desired outcome, the store result for future access. So the result that you want to get, you can literally store it. Then the output data in various formats. It will be on your display monitor, it will be as a printout, or anything that you wish to then interact with users through interfaces. So that's the key functions of computer. Then we talked about the evolution of computers. So in our early ages, we know the most evolved computer was the abacus, through to the mechanical age where they were using vacuum pumps and others to do major computerizations. Sure. So we just spoke about the early desktops, which is from the 1980s, through to portable laptops, then internet integration. You have the touchscreen technologies in the 2000s, then cloud computing. Then today, as we are all venturing into the AI computing. So, what are computer parts? So, computer parts is mainly made up of several parts. We have the hardware component and the software component. So this the hardware part and their functions. We have the input devices. So you have your mouse, your microphone, your scanner, webcam are all input devices. They input specific data or commands into the computer. They have the output devices that shows the user what they have input. That we have the monitor, projector, printer, speakers, which is outputting sound. Then yes, then we have central processing unit, that more of like the brain of the computer, which processes instructions from the input and tells the computer what to produce at the output. So we have the memory storage to store the memory user. Then we have the secondary storage, that's the external. It can be external or more of like the permanent storage part of the computer. We have the motherboard, which houses the computer parts. We have the power supply unit supplying power to the computer and all components. Cooling system, like the cooling fan inside the computer. Then the network component and ports and connectors. So we move on to the software part, where you have the system software, application software, and operation software. So the system software consists of the utilities that support the OS, the application. You have the Chrome, Microsoft Word, Photoshop, Adobe, all the application software you can ever think of, the operating systems. You have the Windows, Mac, and Linux. So these are part of computers. You have that software and the hardware. And again, we went to explain more of computer peripherals, what a computer peripherals is about. So computer peripherals is more of like adding spare parts to the computers to get multiple functions. So you can add printers, you can add scanners, you can add external speakers. These are all uh, peripherals of a computer just to expand the capabilities of the computer. Importance of digital literacy. Why digital literacy is important? As we age into the digital world or IT world, it's so solely important for you to get the understanding or the knowledge of how to use these digital tools and be effective. One to be effective, be productive as well, and also not to just get lost inside the endless opportunities as we all embark on. So at work requires proficiency in software. So at workplaces, depending on what work that you do, you will be introduced to different kinds of software, different types of interfaces that which will enable you to work and work effectively. And then at school too, for your academic research, for your learning project works. So if you don't have the knowledge inside about digital tools and how to use them, or literally have to at least go about them, you'll be lost. Yes. So enhance productivity communication for everybody. So that's what we did for the last session. Then we move on to the computer parts. Sorry, the types of computer. So after talking about the basics, at least we have to get to know the types of computer we have in the system. So what are the types of computer? Computer are classified into various types. They are based on their signal, based on their purpose, based on their capacity. That's how computers are classified. So if we are classified based on signal type, what is how do we talk about computer based on their signal type? So computer is classified based on their signal type. That's the hybrid. You have the digital and have the analog. So moving on to the analog computers. Analog computers is a type of computer that deals with using continuous variable to determine a certain process or to give a certain output. So it says over here that analog computers is a type of computation machine that uses continuous variable physical quantities such as electrical voltage, mechanical motion, or fluid pressure to model a problem being solved. So you have a thermometer, that's an analog, speedometer, the speedometer on the dashboard of your motor or the dashboard of your vehicle. Yes, so it all uses continuous variable physical quantities. So in a certain way, if the variable is being stopped, that means it doesn't read again. That's why if you are driving a car, it doesn't. If you are not driving the car, it doesn't. The speedometer doesn't read up because it's not continuous. It's being stopped. Then have digital computers. Digital computers process data in binary forms. That's the zeros and ones. We all taught computer understands zeros and ones. Yes. So most common uh, computers in these ages, the laptop, the desktops, the smartphones, we have smartwatches and several gadgets. That's all based on the digital computers. Then the hybrid, which has the both the digital form, the analog form, all put together. You can have an oscilloscope, you can have a medical unit, that's the ECG, then we can have intensive care monitoring system. Like several monitoring machines comes with the analog and digital combo. That's a hybrid form. at least so that you'll be able to see a waveform, able to see how a pulse is being taken or how the pulse is being look like to make the necessary observation or calculation. Yes, so that's the hybrid. Then based on its purpose, so we've talked about based on the signal, as the analog, the digital, the hybrid. So based on its purpose, that's what it serves. So it can be classified either the general purpose. With the general purpose, that's the computer is designed for variety of tasks. So they are flexible, it can run on many applications, making them suitable for everyday use, your laptop, your desktop. And then the special purpose, most medical units or all medical units are all specialized computers. So you have your ECG machine, you have your ATM, which is used outside the medical, sorry, used outside the medical centers. You have the washing machine controllers. You can have your deep sea, which is used basically for generator monitoring and other stuff, controls and other stuff. You have your calculator too. It's just designed to do specific tasks. That's the special purpose. Then based on capacity or size. So computer can be classified based on its capacity. Okay. So we have the supercomputers, we have the mainframes, we have the mini computers, we have the microcomputers. So supercomputers, that's the most powerful and fastest computers in the world. Now I think quantum computer might be able to overtake this. Yes, I would overtake supercomputers since it can process much more speed, and I don't know even if you have to combine them, but that's for another day. And then we have the mainframe computers. They are very powerful, but a little bit lower than the supercomputers. I think they are designed for handling large volumes of data used by big organizations like the banks, airlines, governments for processing and storing information. You have the mini computers. The mini computers, that's medium sized machines, less power than the mainframes, lesser than the supercomputers, but is higher than the microcomputers. So using medium sized businesses for managing networks and databases. So your company, if your company is a little bit about 50, 100 people can have a mainframe, or 50 people can have a mainframe. You have the microcomputers which we use around it within our everyday activities. So we have the tablets, the laptops, desktops, and smartphones. Then computer memory. So computer memory, that is store data and instruction for processing. So memory is divided into basically you have the primary memory, the secondary memory, and the cache memory. Each each one has its own role to ensure a smooth operation and data storage. So primary memory consists of the RAM and the ROM, where the RAM is a type of volatile memory. That means when the power is lost, you lose your data. Then you have your ROM, that's read-only memory. Non-volatile meaning data is retained or is permanent when the power is cut off. So we have the primary memory structure. So you have the divided into ROM and RAM. Then under the ROM you have the PROM, that is programmable read-only memory. Then we have the EPROM, that's electronic programmable read-only memory. Then we have the EEPROM, that is the erasable electronic programmable read-only memory. Then we have the RAM, we have the SRAM and the DRAM, that's the static random access memory and the dynamic random access memory. For the RAM, if you are doing a little bit into electricals or electronics, you'll be able to go over there, especially or computing. Like yes, you'll be able to enter into why you have the static RAM, have the dynamic RAM, the one with the yes. So secondary memory. You have the secondary memory, you have that's the permanent storage devices. So hard disk drives, the solid state drive, and optical disks or USB drives. So the hard disk drive has a metallic, sorry, it has a magnetic storage. These are magnetic storage devices that that is used to store computer files and application. So it has a metallic disk and a writer which just writes information on it through magnetic means and store it. Then you have the solid state drives, so faster than the hard disk drives and use flash memory to store data. So right now in most of the upcoming PCs, we have almost all of them have the SSD drives inside of the hard disk drive that we normally see it in the older version. But some do have the, even if it's a new machine, some do have the hard disk drive. They have the optical discs and USB drives. Okay, so you have the CDs, the DVD, the Blu-rays, the USB flash drives. All these are optical. You can have the cache memory. Cache memory is a very high speed memory located between the CPU and the RAM. Stores frequent use instructions and data so that the CPU can access them quickly without delay. So for the CPU to be able to access a specific information or instruction, it should be able to store that particular instruction, the needed ones, at a certain place, and that place is called the cache memory. So it hold up this instruction or information which is recently used so that it be able to perform on a higher speed and retrieve them without delay. So we have types of computer software. So we have the, sorry for the noise. So we have the system software, application software, and utility software. So for the system software, controls the hardware and provides a platform for running application programs. So we have the Windows, we have the Linux, we have the Ubuntu, we have the Android, we have the Apple or Macintosh. Then we have the application software, which is designed to help user perform specific tasks. So we have the your video designing tools, that's the Photoshop, you have Chrome, you have Monday, you have Excel sheets, you have PowerPoint over them. You have utility software which helps in maintenance. So every unit needs maintenance, and these are the things that will maintain your laptop for you in terms of its software. Helps in maintenance and optimization of the computer system as a backup, recovery, cleaning, and data recovery, PC doctor, and so many. There are so many. So this brings to the end of this module. Thank you very much. So the next module will be introduction to the computer desktop. Mainly I'll be using the laptop, but if you have a computer that's a full desktop, it's all okay to use. We'll be introducing to how to save files, how to create files, and so many. So catch up next time, guys. Thank you.